All right. This is our first ever episode. I'm Josh, owner of dog, lover of chicken nuggets. Thomas. This is Thomas.
Yeah, I'm Thomas. I got cat. I love chicken nugget.
No, I already said I
Oh.
like chicken nuggets, so you kind of gotta go with something else.
I don't have a personality.
Well, that's good. Okay. My name is Rod, and I like to party. Okay.
Good morning, America.
No, that's not what this
We can't
is.
say that.
No, cut that out. We'll cut that out later. No, well, let's start with your name.
Barack.
No, that's not your name.
Hello, this is Ezra. Man. XY Chrome.
Okay.
Just
Like,
the worst beginning I've
just
ever
like my wheels, Chrome. Just
Well-
like my chromosomes. 24.
As you can tell, this is our first podcast. We're recording our podcast from the bathroom due to acoustics. So, the name of this podcast is... Anybody have a guess?
What?
Anybody want to name the podcast?
I have no idea.
Okay. We're gonna call it Group Hug in the Shower. All right.
This is a good one.
This is
I
a
like it.
bonding moment. We're all gonna get a little bit closer during this.
I'm pretty.
So basically, we're going to switch off every episode with a new topic. I'll start, and we'll go Thomas and then Ezra,
Oh, exciting.
and we'll just keep going that way. And we'll tell the story, and you guys basically enjoy. Tell me your thoughts, your feelings. Don't hold back. Maybe hold back a little bit.
I don't know. I'm going to tell you. It's already a terrible story.
Okay, you haven't even heard what it is.
I don't need to.
Okay, I picked a moment in history.
Okay.
A historical event, one for the ages.
Ages.
The year was 1904. This was in St. Louis, and it was the first Olympic Games, part of the World Fair.
Dang. That's like at least.
I thought Greece
Couple
happened
years
a
ago.
lot longer. Than...
No, this is different.
Oh.
This is different. 1904, St. Louis hosted the Olympic Games as part of the World Fair. This was America's first Olympics. Make sense? No. Okay. All right. This was America's first Olympics. And it may have been its worst. Or at least its most bizarre. Held in 1904 in St. Louis, the games were tied to that year's World Fair, which celebrated the centennial of the Louisiana Purchase, while advancing, as did such turn-of-the-century expositions, the notion of American imperialism. Although there were moments of surprising and genuine triumph, gymnast George Iser earned 6 medals, including 3 gold, despite his wooden leg.
Dang.
Nice.
I
I
just
mean-
imagine people back then being just like not healthy still.
Well, he had a wooden leg, so
Yeah, he got
I
a
can't
fucking
imagine he was
wooden
that
leg, too.
healthy. He was probably full of splinters.
It's nub. Nub.
Like, okay, nub.
He woke up.
The games...
Yes. Good morning. That's just. You're not going. Go
Okay.
on. Sorry.
The games were largely overshadowed by the fair, which offered its own roster of sporting events, including the controversial Anthropology Days, in which a group of savages recruited from the fair's international villages competed in a variety of athletic feats. Among
I like
them,
those.
a greased pole climb, ethnic dancing, and mudslinging, for the amusement of Caucasian spectators.
Cock.
No, that's not what's funny about that.
Oh.
Caucasian.
Yeah.
Segregation? Racism.
R-
Sly.
That one song where it's like
Yeah, I
segregation,
guess that's
knock
what's
it
funny
off.
is the
Segregation? No breathing?
All right. Pierre de Coubertin, I don't know, maybe, a French historian and founder of the International Olympic Committee, took disapproving note of the spectacle and made a prescient observation. He said, "As for the outrageous charade, it will of course lose its appeal when black men, red men, and yellow men learn to run, jump, and throw, and leave the white men behind them." So basically, the Olympics.
Where's the
basically where we are now?
Yeah.
Where's the blue men
Nothing.
representation?
They're more of in the music industry.
Yeah.
They're
They got
not,
a whole group themselves already.
yeah, not that athletic.
Better stay that way.
Keep them over there.
Send them back.
Oh,
Lucifer.
no,
That's where they're
no.
from.
I'm pretty sure they're from like. No, those are Oompa Loompas. They're orange. They're orange. They're orange men, not Donald Trump men.
Yeah.
The Olympic signal event, the marathon, was conceived to honor the classical heritage of Greece and underscore the connection between the ancient and modern. But from the start, in the 1904 marathon was less showstopper than sideshow, a freakish spectacle that seemed more in keeping with the carnival atmosphere of the fair than the reverential mood of the games. The outcome was so scandalous that the event was nearly abolished for good. And then here in this article, it has a picture of the javelin contest during the anthropology days. Photo from the St. Louis Public Library. And if you guys want to take a look at that, he is
He
not Caucasian.
he looks like a talented young man.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. That's what I was going to say. Here we go.
So they had the freaks on the side for when sports got boring.
No, they basically put these guys into the games to entertain the white men.
And these white guys were like, "Oh crap, they're good."
Yeah, and then they're like, let's get involved and get embarrassed.
It's like basketball.
Well,
I can never play basketball again. I'm pretty bad.
well, that's just you.
Because they're not black.
I know.
All right, moving on. All right.
Another breast and
Okay, so we're in the marathon segment. A few of the runners were recognized marathoners who had either won or placed in the Boston Marathon, or had placed in previous Olympic marathons. But the majority of the field was composed of middle-distance runners and assorted oddities. Americans Sam Meller, A.L. Newton, John Lorden, Michael Spring, and Thomas Hicks.
That's me.
No, that's not you.
Oh.
Thomas Hicks, all experienced marathoners, were among the favorites. Another American, Fred Lors, did all his training at night because he had a day job as a bricklayer, and earned his spot in the Olympics by placing in a special 5-mile race, sponsored by the Amateur Athletic
Is
Union.
that the first Special Olympics?
No, this
I
was
was in that.
it was a special
that makes
event,
sense.
but not that special. Among the leading oddities were 10 Greeks who had never run a marathon. 2 men of the I'm going to mess this up. Siona tribe of South Africa, who were in St. Louis as part of the South African World's Fair exhibit, and who arrived at the starting line barefoot, and a Cuban national and former mailman named Felix Carbajal, who raised money to come to the States by demonstrating his running prowess throughout Cuba.
So, Usain Bolt's origins. It's Usain Bolt's pre-evolution. Like
Oh,
Pokemon.
okay. Yeah.
So basically, this is a marathon comprised of some actual Olympic athletes, people that had won the Boston Marathon, and then a bunch of random dudes that
Peg leg dude on that.
no, just some random dudes. And I mean, this is the Olympics. I mean, people train their whole lives to be here, right? And then this bricklayer is just like, hey, so I've run a time or two. And they're like, you're in.
Hey, I don't want to do that.
Yeah.
bricklayers,
Speaking of
mailmen,
what-
pirates.
Um,
can
this-
all compete.
the one
Women.
South
No, not
African
that.
who just showed up barefoot. Former mailman.
Yeah.
So I mean, pretty high end
Better than
athletes.
Male and man.
No. Okay.
Man on man action.
Hot.
Speaking of a bricklayer.
No. Okay. Let's move on.
Pretty nice toilet you got here.
Yeah. Stay off of it.
Oh.
Upon his we're going back to this Cuban dude. Upon his arrival in New Orleans, he lost all his money on a dice game and had to walk and hitchhike to St. Louis. At 5 feet tall, he presented a slight but striking figure at the starting line. Attired in white, long-sleeve shirt, long, dark pants, a beret, and a pair of street shoes. One fellow Olympian took pity, found a
said he
pair
was
of
French.
scissors, and cut his trousers at the knee. And we have a picture. He's only 5 feet tall.
Dang.
Don't runners have to have, like, long legs?
I think so. He's almost on little person level.
No, well, I mean, 5 foot is pretty small for a man.
Yeah.
But nice mustache, I have to say.
Yeah.
Um,
I think that is a equal trade-off.
Yeah,
You
this
get
is-
to be 5 foot, but you also get a banging mustache.
This is the former mailman. Yeah. This photo is from the Britannica. So, I thought you'd like to know that.
Definitely. Britannica.
Yeah.
Yep. Anyway.
Okay.
Well, yep, that's good.
All right. Well, on
Know a
August...
lot about that.
We're pretty much experts.
I just
on,
get my
Britannica.
news from Snapchat highlights. That's about it.
Yeah, I mean,
It
it's
makes
hard to
sense.
learn through Snapchat highlights when you can't get past the ads. It's just like leading up, ad, and then the story's over, and you're like, wait, this had nothing to do with the title.
It's like Kim Kardashian did what?
It has nothing to do with Kim Kardashian.
It's like I was looking into I don't know the first Olympics.
Were you on Snapchat?
No.
Oh,
But anyway, mustache man.
Britannica, all
Well,
that.
yeah. Okay, on August 30th at precisely 3:03 p.m., David R. Francis. Why are you laughing?
Thomas's face.
I don't know anymore, man.
3:03 p.m. Okay.
Yeah.
David R. Francis, president of the Louisiana Purchase Exposition Company, fired the starting pistol, and the men were off. He
What to do to deserve to be fired?
no. This is where it gets good. Okay, this is where it gets
Finally.
kind of What?
What?
Okay.
I thought it was
Oh,
good.
no,
No. Well, I mean,
no. Peg legs,
here, yeah.
mustache. Yeah.
But it just gets.
Ethnic dancing.
When you think of the Olympics, this is not what you think of. You think of athletes who have trained their whole lives, who take this very seriously, and who show up and through blood, sweat, and tears do everything it takes to win. And these guys are just here.
I think of Michael Phelps.
Yeah, no, that's a good one. He's a swimmer, but yeah, okay.
Yeah. So what you said isn't valid. So
Yeah.
doesn't count.
Heat and humidity soared into the 90s, and the 24.85 mile course, which one fair official called the most difficult a human being was ever asked to run over, wound across roads inches deep in dust. There were 7 hills varying from 100 to 300 feet high, some with brutally long ascents. In many places, cracked stone was strewn across the roadway, creating perilous footing, and the men had to constantly dodge crosstown traffic, delivery wagons, railroad trains, trolley cars, and people walking their dogs.
This Olympics is so.
It was well put together, I think.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
they were really prepared for this one.
It's pretty solid. I think so. I was thinking.
They're like, hey, so I was thinking about making these guys run up this hill,
Yeah. Go run
like
over
24 miles of
24?
20, almost 25, yeah. It's just like, yeah. So can we Can we make this happen?
Yeah.
I don't know. Like, sure.
Waiting in the
whatever.
stadium for like a couple hours.
No, there was no stadium. They just go run. I mean, these people are walking their dogs in the middle of this Olympic race.
I would be like shoving all over old ladies trying to trip the other contestant.
No. I mean, I think they were pretty spread apart at this point. I don't think they were all grouped up.
How long does it take for an old lady to get up?
No.
Let's find out.
Okay. There were only 2 places where the athletes could secure fresh water. From a water tower at 6 miles and a roadside well at 12 miles.
Well.
So,
Let's just stop.
no, so there was no water for 6 miles. And then no more water for 6 more miles after that. That was the only time they got water. And this 90 degrees, above 90 degrees.
I can do it.
Through dusty roads, long ascents, hills.
Well, what are you gonna do?
I mean,
Well
not drink
paved
water.
driveway.
That's what you're gonna do. Okay, James Sullivan, the chief organizer of the games.
P. Sullivan?
Disney's hit movie.
Monsters Inc.
This would be the one. Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Don't picture anything else. He was the chief organizer of the games, wanted to minimize fluid intake to test the limits and effects of purposeful dehydration, a common area of research at the time.
Scary.
So they're like, well, I mean, we have the world's best competing in the Olympics. Why not test them for dehydration? See how long it takes them to die.
Yeah. Makes sense.
Yeah. I mean, they're expendable, right?
Yeah.
I agree. Eliminate them.
All right.
Really need to, like, control the population. Make sure everyone is literally the best
Yeah.
you can make them.
No, let's only get rid of the
I have
athletes.
an idea. We should start this in Germany.
Ooh.
Sort out the weaker folk.
Wait a minute.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. Why Germany?
Because
Nazis?
we can pick up where they left off.
No. Okay.
And this is out, and we're canceled. I've been actually playing footsies with Phil's neck for the past like 30 minutes.
Well,
He was
Phil.
drawing
I
on
thought
my.
that was the dog.
He was drawing under my toe, like on my toe for.
Well, I mean,
Trump
nobody
flag, too.
knew Phil was here, but Phil is here. Hello, Phil. All right. I don't know where tape is. I'm sorry.
Don't have any more. We need to go buy some.
Where were we at? James Sullivan?
Yeah, James P.
The-
Sullivan.
Oh wait, no. He wanted to minimize fluid intake, test the limits of humans. Okay. Cars carrying coaches and physicians motored alongside the runners, kicking the dust up and launching coughing spells. So they were inhaling dust while they had no water.
That's.
I mean,
I would say smoking is probably better. I would rather like smoke a pack and just
while
run.
running. I mean,
That's what my dad did. He never came back.
Had to go pick up more.
yeah. I mean, you'll find out.
More cigarettes.
Yeah.
You'll find out why it's dust in the lungs and water. No water doesn't work out. Fred Lors led the 32 starters from the gun, but by the first mile, Thomas Hicks edged ahead. William Garcia, William Garcia of California nearly became the first fatality of an Olympic marathon when he collapsed on the side of the road and was hospitalized with hemorrhaging. The dust coated his esophagus and ripped his stomach lining.
I have hemorrhoids.
No.
That hurts, you know?
I mean, I don't think you know what this guy was going through.
I don't know.
All right.
It's like the toilet is the race, and you just can't finish it. And this is what the guy was dealing with.
Wait,
his
you
No.
race.
can't finish?
Okay,
His
wait.
lungs
Start
were-
over and explain, because I don't understand what's happening.
So hemorrhoids.
No. Never mind. I changed my mind.
So it's like
How does your wife feel about you not being able to finish the race?
Oh.
that's why we're getting a divorce.
Oh,
It's
that's right.
been-
Well, I mean, she'll probably listen to this, though I wouldn't go there.
You're right.
Anyway,
I gotta discuss my lawyer. My lawyer.
had he gone unaided an hour longer, he might have
Aid?
bled to death. No, unaided.
Oh, okay.
He's on the rag for sure.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, he was just collapsed on the side of the road.
The lung rag. Bleeding lungs.
Yeah.
Esophagus.
Yeah, ripped stomach lining.
Yeah.
It's pretty bad.
Me after I ate Chipotle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think you get the pain this guy was in. Anyway, John Lorden suffered a bout of vomiting and gave up. Len Tao, one of the South African participants, was chased a mile off the course by wild dogs. Could you imagine just running in the Olympics and you're just getting chased by a pack of wild dogs and you have to just run off the course and nobody's there to help you?
It's like, that's ridiculous.
Like, is there no judges or, like, people there to help out?
I can't imagine that. There's probably, like, the occasional... I don't know. I feel like some dude would at least be in the front.
Hey, where do you think Len Tao ended up? Where do you think he went? They're just at the finish line? Like, do whatever you want, but once you get here, we'll declare a winner.
It's like 24-mile race. Go in the loop.
They're like, well,
Straight
I
back into
ain't
it.
gonna go 24 miles. We'll just see him at the finish line.
I know, right? I would just hide in the bushes and wait.
Wait, what?
I would just hide in the... As soon as the race started, I would go hide in the bush.
Oh, you...
And
as a
then-
participant?
As a participant, I would hide in the bush.
I don't think you understand how racing works.
And as soon as this next person that comes around and he thinks he's in first place, after,
Well, how do you
after
know-
the dust, the dogs, I'm gonna jump right in front of them.
No, how do you know that the finish line and the start line are the same?
That's the dilemma.
No. It's just
Yeah,
a risk
that's
you're gonna have to take, I guess.
But the run was like 24 miles.
What's this guy doing in the
straight
bushes?
line.
Doesn't he know the finish line is 24 miles away?
Yeah, it's just a straight line.
No.
It's like, well, I did 48 mile. You better give me like 2 golds for that.
2 golds. I mean, if anybody survives this. The one... Okay, so the one dude...
I'm rooting for the dogs.
You just find a ripped up human. Ugh. Oh, there's
Alone
Len
mustache
Tao.
on the floor.
He's laying down taking a nap. What is he doing? There's just dogs like chewing on his dead corpse. All right, we're back to Felix, who was the mailman, the
Right.
the short man.
Yeah. Good
Felix trotted along in his cumbersome shoes and billowing shirt, making good time even though he paused to chat with spectators in broken English. On one occasion, he stopped at a car, saw that its occupants were eating peaches, and asked for one. Being refused, he playfully snatched 2 and ate them as he ran.
They're like, no. And he's like,
I'm an Olympic runner, and you will give me your peaches.
Maybe she's like messing with his mustache too. He's like, hey, those are some nice peaches you got there.
I like them
twiddling
peaches.
away.
Yeah. Wait, broken English.
How much?
I like your peaches.
No, that's just high pitched English. Those are nice. Wait, where is he from?
I imagine like the Swedish chef. I think of Felix and I think of like PewDiePie. It's like,
Let me get some peaches.
it's like, who the hell?
It's like, what's this Muppet doing wanting our peaches?
And he has some cumbersome shoes, so he probably has like the
Oh, and a
Nike.
billowing shirt. Yeah.
Yeah.
He sounds like
I kind of picture a pirate a little
Yeah.
bit, but he's
But
not the
where
one
do you
with the wooden leg.
Yeah.
He's a pirate with foam posit Nike shoes.
He's like, I gotta pump up, and he's just like pumping the tongue of his shoes. Much better. Okay. This doesn't sound like the Olympics. Like, what is going on? Everybody's got something else going on.
Sounds like the Hunger Games, honestly.
At this point, they're like, yeah, this is the world's most impressive athletes. Like, this dude is running from dogs. The other dude collapsed. The one guy's vomiting. And this dude's over here chatting up some people for the peaches.
Is this the Olympics where the world was involved? Like,
What do you mean the world? Yeah, these people are from everywhere. It was in St. Louis, but...
So it's like you come from like this really nice place, and they're like they have a designated Olympics, and they're like, Yeah, we're gonna throw the Olympics in St. Louis.
Well, I mean, it was held at the World Fair, so it was kind of a combined event.
Find your best runner. We got a guy with a wooden leg.
Yeah, there's a guy in.
We got a mailman.
There's a guy in here that has no shoes on. Does he count?
A lady with a beard.
No, that's the circus, not the fair.
Honestly, they kind of sound the same right now.
Yeah, this is kind of a circus.
This was the guy who played Wolverine. Hugh Jackman.
Hugh Jackman.
Hugh Jackman.
Okay.
Hugh Jackman.
Okay, we're not done with our Felix.
Oh, okay.
Let's see. A bit further along the course, he stopped at an orchard and snacked on some apples, which turned out to be rotten. Suffering from stomach cramps, he lay down and took a nap.
Oh.
He's at the Olympics.
Well, you know,
He's taking
the
a nap.
tortoise in the hare.
I mean, that's
Was he in first? Was he in? Did he decide to take a nap in first,
I
or
don't-
was he like towards the last? And he's like, I'm gonna lose anyway.
I mean, all these
Got some
dudes
stomach
are just
cramps.
giving up. This is the Olympics.
It was the first one. It didn't matter.
You go for gold. Okay, well, I mean, he took a nap. Sam Meller is now in the lead.
Oh,
Yeah, so Sam Meller, now in the lead, also experienced severe cramping. He slowed to a walk and eventually stopped. At the 9-mile mark, cramps also plagued Lors, who decided to hitch a ride in one of the accompanying automobiles.
is
This
that
is
not
smart,
cheating?
man.
Wait,
Is that
Smart
not
man.
cheating?
Waving at spectators and fellow runners as he passed.
What?
He just gets in a car and he's like, guys, I'm going to win this.
He's like, drive.
I guess when it's the first one, there's no rules, right?
I mean, I
Because,
guess,
like,
because they're
it
just like at
happens-
the finish line waiting right now. Like, I mean, whoever gets here first, I guess.
Yeah.
I'd be so bored.
Did you run? Yeah, I ran.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
Man,
I jogged at some point. But
that's some guy eating peaches.
Peaches?
The guy
No,
taking a nap.
there was a guy getting chased by dogs.
Taking a nap as he's like bleeding internally.
No, the one guy got carried off because he had ripped stomach lining. And
Dang.
so this dude's like, yeah, that looks pretty awful. I'm just going to hop in this automobile.
That's me at a Chinese buffet.
Oh my gosh. How do you just get away with that?
You just,
He's waving at spectators and fellow runners.
he obviously didn't get away with it.
Hey,
It's
guys.
documented. He's like,
I mean,
damn it, my legacy of
Well-
cheating.
let's find out. Hicks, one of the early American favorites, came under the care of a 2-man support crew at the 10-mile mark. We're not even halfway. We're not even halfway.
10 miles. That's at least
10 miles?
McDonald's and back or something.
It depends on where your McDonald's is.
10 miles away.
Okay, that makes
Yeah.
sense.
5 miles away.
Come on.
All right.
Think.
He begged them for a drink, but they refused. They're like, "What? You want water? You've been running 10 miles. What do you mean you want water? Here, have a sponge."
Get this ass out of my face. I need a
Instead,
beer.
instead, sponging out his mouth with warm distilled water.
Warm?
See, isn't this sponge so much better than a bottle of water? He's just like putting this sponge in his mouth. Oh my gosh.
It's like when you have you ever put like your hoodie laces in your mouth and
yeah.
you sucked on them as a little kid?
Yeah.
I still do, but it's like,
yeah, no,
I
it's like-
imagine that. I imagine it like that.
7 miles from the finish, his handlers fed him a concoction of strychnine and egg whites. Is that how you say that? Strychnine and egg whites?
Strychnine.
The
go with that.
Okay, the first recorded instance of drug use in the modern Olympics.
Yeah, on the first one, of course.
He's like, so what? I'm doing drugs. This guy's in an automobile.
What drugs?
I'm the cheater.
What drugs was it? It wasn't like a performance enhancing.
No, it was a concoction of. I don't know what that is.
You would imagine it being like something
Let
to
me look.
enhance their performance,
Yeah.
to make them better. He's like,
It's-
no, I'm just
okay.
smoking meth on this
It's-
side.
Doing some crack.
It's a poisonous substance used as pesticide. So it was
So
a highly toxic. highly toxic, colorless, bitter, crystalline alkaloid
He just
used
wants
as
to
a
put
pesticide, particularly for killing small vertebrates such as birds and rodents.
Well, so he's just trying to put himself on the same level as the other guys who are having stomach cramps and being attacked by
It
dogs.
says
Being
when,
5 feet.
Yeah.
when inhaled, swallowed, or absorbed through the eyes or mouth, causes poisoning, which results in muscular convulsions and eventually death through asphyxia.
Wait, and he voluntarily does this?
Well, mixed with egg whites.
Oh, okay. No, never mind. That makes sense.
Yeah, so
well,
like, obviously.
Yeah.
Walter
It's
White's
fun.
on the side. Jesse.
Wait, what's this guy's name?
Hicks.
Pinkman.
Hicks.
Hicks. We gotta cook. I don't care if you're in a race.
He's like, hey, you want some of this drug? Yeah, sure.
Yeah, sure.
this. Okay.
Thanks, Walter.
In small doses, this was commonly used as a stimulant.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so small. I guess small dose. But, like, don't have too much or you're dead.
Well, how big is this concoction, though? Like,
I don't know, it doesn't say.
At least 5 inches.
It says egg whites, so there's
dude, that's a
several eggs.
lot.
Okay.
That's,
2 is a lot.
I don't
that's
think
way
that's
too
the
much.
measurement of liquids.
that's how I measure everything.
A Lysol spray can.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
Length. in
That
the
checks
bathroom.
out.
Oh, like this one.
Yeah. This one right here.
At that time, there were no rules about performance-enhancing drugs. Hicks' team also carried a flask of French brandy.
Of course he did.
He's
Of
like-
course.
No water, but here's some brandy.
Here's some sponge and some brandy.
No, but decided to withhold it until they could gauge the runner's condition.
Dude, 1908 is
I don't know.
ridiculous.
Do you think this guy looks like he can handle some brandy? I don't know. Let him run a little bit. Run a little bit? Nah, wait. Maybe we'll just fill a sponge with some brandy and stick it in his mouth.
Sees a car passing him. Yeah, give him the brandy.
Give him the brandy. Hurry.
That guy's doing
What's
drugs
this
over
dude
there.
waving at us passing by? Hey, wait a minute.
The dogs are still running.
Ugh. Still chasing the guy. That guy's gonna win. He's probably running the fastest right
The
now.
dogs are gonna win.
Maybe.
His dogs, they're probably barking.
Oh my god.
Ugh. Meanwhile, Lors recovered from his cramps, emerged from his 11-mile ride in the automobile. So, it's a 24-mile race. This dude rode in a car almost half of the race.
And he has cramps still?
No, he's gotten rid of the cramps after 11
Okay,
miles.
yeah.
Oh, okay. I was like, he's cramping?
No, not anymore. He's over the cramps. He rode 11 miles in this car.
Well, in 1908, what were the cars like? Were they talking like
I mean,
the
this
cars
was
do?
1904, so I don't really think it
Specifically-
matters.
Oh, 1904.
Disney's Pixar's Cars 2.
So, tell me, what's his face from Cars? Was Red Car? Oh, Lightning McQueen in this.
How do you forget Lightning McQueen?
I think of the dude with
Yeah.
the mustache.
That's not the...
Chick Hicks?
Shit. What?
Good sugar. Well, I mean, Hicks is in the race, so
Dude.
makes sense. It checks out.
Dude, that's totally who he's based on, right?
Yeah.
It's gotta be. Because wait,
One-
it's the same guy with the mustache, right?
Yeah.
I think the guy
No,
with the
no, no, no.
mustache is supposed to be like. I imagine him as like a southern raging
That's
racist.
Felix.
You're like, okay.
The cat.
One of Hicks' handlers saw him and ordered him off the course. But Lors kept running and finished with the time of just under 3 hours.
Oh.
The crowd roared and began chanting, "An American won!"
Dude,
Thank
Can you
God.
believe this?
I don't. Props to him, man.
Lors won. He ran 25 miles in 3 hours.
The first
I mean,
and last.
technically
White
he rode
American
11
win.
of those miles in a car, so that's how the American won. But
Still number one, baby.
show me in the rule book. Bring out the rule book.
The rule.
Like we don't have a rule book. We're winging it.
They just run.
Exactly.
We just running.
So, did it say how many miles he ran before he got into this car? Because I think it might have accounted. Maybe he ran 24 miles before the race even started.
No, it definitely wasn't. He ran the rest of the race, but his 11-mile ride in the automobile. Alice Roosevelt, the 20-year-old daughter of President Theodore Roosevelt, placed a wreath upon Lohr's head and was just about to lower the golden medal around his neck when one witness reported, "Someone called an indignant halt." I can't even talk.
He's indigenous.
Someone called an
He's not
indignant...
real American.
Oh, I
Get
thought
him
that's
out
where it
of
was
here.
going, but it's not where it's going. Okay. Someone called an indignant halt to the proceedings with the charge that Lohr's was an imposter.
Wait.
Among Us.
Could you imagine? This dude's pretty sus.
Oh my
He's
god.
a sussy.
He's like,
fucker.
excuse me, I wouldn't put that golden medal around his neck just yet. I'm getting a sus feeling.
Vote him out of here.
And then it says the cheers turn to boos, so that boo. They're just
You suck.
just like cheering as loud as possible, and then they're really okay, boo.
Wait, he was an
Look.
imposter.
Yes.
So,
Well, this one guy said, "This dude's an imposter."
Did he vent?
He's just like, I don't know. I don't even know how he knew. Lohr smiled and claimed that he had never intended to accept the honor. He finished only for the sake of a joke. He's like,
but he was waiting
guys,
until it
this
was
is
like.
just the Olympics.
World's first
Can't we
joke.
just joke
Well,
around a bit?
So he was gonna say that after she put like the wreath, like the
Oh,
medal.
I have a
it's
gold
like,
medal.
Like,
It's a
hey,
joke.
guys, just kidding. Didn't actually really care.
It was
It was all a joke, guys. Hey, do it again.
Oh my
It was
god.
the dogs that caught him.
Yeah, the dog stood up.
They got the
This guy's an
bacon.
imposter.
I ran the whole way chasing that other
Oh
dude.
my
Dude, don't
goodness.
taste the same as the other dude.
This is the craziest marathon. This is an Olympic marathon.
24 miles.
Could you
I think
imagine this
nipples were
happening
bleeding.
today? With all those athletes out there in the television coverage we have? They're just like up in the helicopter filming them run and wait, what? Is that guy getting in a car? He's getting in a car.
Doing.
It sounds like a
Drugs
like
right
a
on
scene
television.
from a movie. They should make a movie out of it.
I mean, they should, because
Should.
Copyright it. Copyright it. This is our movie idea.
that's pretty crazy. Hicks, with the drugs coursing through his blood, had grown ashen and limp.
Makes sense.
When he heard that Lohr's had been disqualified, he perked up and forced his legs into a trot. His trainer gave him another dose of the drugs.
Why?
This time with some brandy to wash it down.
I would.
They still haven't given him water.
No, it's
I
something
think-
brandy and like.
They put a sponge in his mouth at one point.
I think they should
Yeah.
do the Olympics where they hype all of the contestants up, just really hardcore tweakers. Just fill them up with a bunch of meth.
I think we should just give
Blindfold
Olympic
them, spin 'em
athletes
around a
any
bit.
drugs they want. I mean,
I know,
let's
right?
see how high humans really can
Yeah,
be.
yeah. Testosterone, because I don't know. I think after running 24 miles, my nipples would start to bleed.
Wait
or
a minute.
something.
I didn't think you were gonna go with bleed there for some reason. I was like, I had no idea.
Lactate.
Yeah. 24 miles. I'm lactating.
Okay.
This other guy, he perked up a little though. He has perky.
Okay, so they fetched warm water and soaked his body and head. Why warm water? This dude's been running 24 miles. After the bathing, he appeared to revive and quickened his pace. Over the last 2 miles of the road, wrote race official Charles Lucas, Hicks was running mechanically, like a well-oiled piece of machinery. His eyes were dull, lusterless. The ashen color of his face and skin had deepened. His arms appeared as weights well tied down. He could scarcely lift his legs, while his knees were almost stiff.
This guy sounds like the dude that ate that homeless man's face. Just like slurping.
He's just
around.
on bath salts right now. Am I the only one that hears a car horn?
I hear it.
Oh, let me get that. Beep, beep.
That was strange. All right. So, here we go.
It's a car bomb.
He began hallucinating, believing that...
Oh, wait. I think this. Hold on.
It's still there. Wait. No, it's gone. What? He began hallucinating, believing that the finish line was still 20 miles away. So he's like, only 20 more to go, and he keeps going.
He thought he was running.
I'm
for
a
4
well-oiled
miles.
machine. In the last mile, he begged for something to eat. Then he begged to lie down.
10 miles to
He
McDonald's.
was given more brandy, but refused tea.
Here's the munchies.
He swallowed 2 more egg whites. He walked up the first of the last 2 hills, and then jogged down on the incline. Swinging into the stadium, he tried to run, but was reduced to a graceless shuffle. His trainers carried him over the line, holding him aloft while his feet moved back and forth as he was declared the winner. It took 4 doctors and 1 hour for Hicks to feel well enough just to leave the grounds. He had lost 8 pounds during the course of the race and declared, "Never in my life have I run such a tough course.
Hear that, ladies?
The terrific hills simply tear a man to pieces." Hicks and Lors would meet again at the Boston Marathon the following year, which Lors won without anything but the aid of his legs. So he didn't take a car this time.
What?
The cheater and the drug addict.
He's like, taxi?
Standing there with the thumb out, getting ready to be...
No one picked him up.
No.
He was like, I gotta walk. I gotta run this race, actually.
He's standing there, though, for like 20 minutes before he finally starts to run.
That
Can I
is
get some of those egg whites
crazy.
and pesticides?
Can you believe... All right. Well, the sources for this episode were books. Susan Bronell, The 1904 Anthropology Days and Olympic Games. Lincoln, University of Nebraska Press, 2008. David E. Martin, The Olympic Marathon. Champaign, Illinois, Human Kinetics, 2000. George R. Matthews, America's First Olympics. The St. Louis Games of 1904. Columbia, University of Missouri Press, 2005. Pamela Cooper, The American Marathon. Syracuse University Press, 1998. Daniel M. Rosen, Dope, A History of Performance Enhancement in Sports from the 19th Century to Today. Westport Con, Prager, 2008. Charles J.P. Lucas, The Olympic Games, 1904. St. Louis Woodward and Tiran Printing Company, 1905. Articles from the Olympics of 1904, Comedic, Disgraceful, and Best Forgotten. Wall Street Journal, August 11th, 2004. Marathon Captivated Crowd at 1904 Olympics. St. Louis Post-Dispatch, December 14th, 2003. New York Athlete Wins Marathon Race, New York Times, April 20th, 1905. 1904 set record for the unusual. Los Angeles Times, July 24th, 1984. The 1904 marathon was pure torture. Cedar Rapids Gazette, August 3rd, 2008. Marathon Madness. New Scientist 183, August 7th through the 13th, 2004. St. Louis Games were extremely primitive by today's standards. St. Louis Post-Dispatch, August 2004. One man's poison and brazen and forgotten incident of doping. Boston Globe, February 22nd, 2009. This article was from the Smithsonian, written by Karen Abbott.
I'm just telling you, to win the race, I honestly would have just taken those Rhino Pill gas station.
I mean, they were putting a gold medal around the guy that rode half the race in a car.
You
They
know
were
what?
putting the gold around his neck there at the end.
America #1.
Hey,
That's what I was
that was
told.
just a
The
joke.
American almost won by
Yeah.
driving half the race.
Yeah. As a joke.
Yeah, it was just a joke,
It's a
obviously.
joke, guys. Be chill.
Whoa, guys, why are you coming at me like that? I was joking, obviously.
I'm gonna
All
do it
right.
again next time. But by actually running this time.
Yeah, he actually he
Yeah,
went to
he
the
did,
Boston
he did.
Marathon after that. Well, I mean, this was the first podcast. Group hug in the bathroom.
Come here. Come on, brothers.
I think we should finish off this off one way.
Yeah?
By clicking stop.
That's a
Dropping
good
the love.
All right.
As in podcast.
Next episode, Thomas, you better come up with something good.
one.
I mean, this was pretty nuts.
It was. I Won't beat it. I will try.
Okay.
I could do it. I could do it next too. I know. I already know.
Well,
what
either
I'm
one of
going
you
for.
guys. Just the other will go after that.
We could do another episode right now. I think I.
You've got something right now.
Let me find a good article that talks about it. But
I
next
think you're gonna
episode-
need
You guys ever
little
hear about-
preparation.
I want to get a
First
little
World
bit.
War.
Little preparation.
Did you guys know that there was 2 world wars?
There was 2?
Yep.
There was a Second World War?
That is a sneak peek on my end.
Oh, gosh. All right, guys. This has been fun, and we'll see you next time.